Welcome to the post-game press conference. I will ask the players a few questions, and then I will open up the floor to the press. The microphone is on my left. My first question is to the world champion. How did you feel coming into today after having a difficult game 3? What was the strategy playing today with the white pieces?
Well, since I have a rest day to recover from the tough lose, today I'm in a very good mood, and I choose this opening idea to try to surprise my opponents, and it worked well, not so bad, and but the advantage is very, very small, and it neutralized my initiative. So the draw is it's a very balanced game, and maybe a good played game.
He mentioned he tried to surprise you. Were you surprised in this opening line?
Yeah, I mean, it was not a completely new line for me. I had seen it before somewhere, but it was a bit of a surprise, and I was playing over the board from very early on. But I think I reacted well enough, and at some point I felt like he had maybe some slight edge, but I quickly neutralized it, and then was kind of pushing. But okay, it should never really be anything serious for either of us.
Were there any critical moments in the game that you were looking at? Anything sharper, maybe anything risky, or did it just seem like it was just a solid game and he played very well?
Well, after 95, here if I play f4, I think it's not so accurate, since after a4 he can counterplay with a5, and if I take, he can knight c5 and then take back the pawn. Maybe here f4 deserves some attention, and then I go here.
So the thought of f4 was on your mind, but you decided to...
Yes, also here f4 is quite interesting, but maybe he can do this, and I cannot take due to take, and c5, bishop d3 is coming. So it's mainly about f4. If I want to pressure, I have to play f4 at some point.
Did you see this idea of f4 as he pointed out? Was this the line you were prepared with knight c4?
Yeah, I mean, f4 was one of the ideas that I'd always had to consider, but here I think after knight c4 I'm just at least slightly better. So yeah, I mean, f4 I considered, but I thought it involved some risk for white, and yeah, he was not ready to take that risk, I think.
The result today, usually in these kind of matches, a draw with black is a great result. Is that your feeling?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a solid game with black, and I was even towards the end, I was maybe had some chances to press better. So with black, I mean, this is all you can expect, yeah, in a match.
You had, again, the white pieces. You wanted to have something, but not getting anything out of it. Is there any feeling of disappointment, or you feel like it's a world championship match, draws happen?
Well, when I saw this position, because I chose a somehow a little bit risky plan to play like this and not to play the usual d4. So actually, I'm not sure the evolution after that. And he surprised me with this knight e5 low in f4. And here, yes, I thought maybe it's time to settle for the draw, and I didn't see the way to maybe the computer point out some great ideas with bishop a6 first, but I didn't see it.
So I guess my question is, again, with the white pieces, usually you want to get a little bit more action. Didn't get it today. Is it no big deal? There's still 10 games left.
Yeah, today with this line, I tried to play it safe, and it turns out I get a little bit advantage, and but yes, but the score is still balanced, so there are more games to come.
All right, I'll take the first question from the press.
So, Ding, you had never played this setup in the past. At least I didn't notice any games with this setup for you. And it seems like you're hitting a brick wall against Gukesh with the white pieces. So, following up on Maurice's question, will we be expecting this type of unconventional openings in the future, or will you be playing more mainline variations in the coming games? Without going into too much detail, I understand.
Well, with this line, of course, I prepared a lot, and yeah, this line is new to me, but with reversed color, it reminds me of some kinds of Queen's Indian, like E6, B6, Knight F6, and I have very good memories in Queen's Indian, so I play white pieces like black, but with the tempo up.
There from Chess Base India. My question is to Gukesh. Magnus came to his 2013 match with a chef, and food plays a very important role in such a long tournament. How comfortable are you with the food here? And
We have some arrangements that ensures that I have some food that I like and have some healthy food. And I'm quite happy with what I'm eating every day, and I feel good physically and mentally. So yeah, it's all good.
Mike Klein with chess.com. I know a lot didn't happen in the game today, so Gukesh, I'm going to take this opportunity to ask you sort of a random question, but Garry Kasparov has said many times that he believes a bit in numerology. He was born on the 13th of April, and he was the 13th world champion. And I couldn't help but notice you're trying to become the 18th world champion, and you're 18 years old. So if Kasparov believes in numerology, I'm just wondering if you've made this connection and if it means anything to you. I know you're just attempting to be the world champion.
I guess I should say I kind of believe more in Fischer's quote. I believe in good moves. So yeah, I'm just trying to make good moves. Yeah.
The other day we had Levon Aronian on our live commentary, and we were talking about time management strategies. I noticed today that the time management of both players was far more even than it has been in previous games. I'd like to ask both players if you have a time management strategy, or like Levon, you just see what the position is like on the board and then decide how to use your time.
You first?
I think it depends on positions, because the day before yesterday, my position very dangerous after Rook G1, HG. So I had to come up with ideas to not to be much worse. I need to find the critical move in this position, so I had to spend a lot of time. Today the position quiet and it seems not so much happens, so I can play a little bit quickly.
Yeah, I think mostly the time management depends on how the position is. I mean, some positions you need to spend more time, some positions not so much. And today, yeah, the position was mostly quite simple with not a lot of sharp stuff happening. So I guess that explains it. But yeah, the previous games there were some very sharp things happening. So
do you do something to maintain your poker face throughout the game? I know it's a bit of a random question, but when you see your opponent making a mistake and you know it's a mistake and now you have the advantage, but you do not want to show any signs of body language that you know the opponent has made a mistake. So do you just look at yourself in the mirror and maintain a poker face?
Well, since I cannot see my reaction during the game, since I'm the one who is playing, so I don't know if I'm able to maintain this kind of poker face if my opponent made some mistakes. I think I will maybe show some inspirations when I saw some mistakes from my opponent.
Yeah, in general, I think I'm not a very expressive player. Like on the board, I mean, I do show some emotions from time to time, but in general, I'm more of a person who always maintains a poker face. So, yeah, I mean, if there is some important moment where I have to like maintain some poker face, mostly I remember some instances where it was important and I managed to trick my opponent with a poker face. But in general, I don't really think too much about it.
Asking again on behalf of FIDE social media, but this time from someone who wishes to remain anonymous, and it's for you both. What do you think are your opponent's strengths and weaknesses?
Maybe it's too early to answer this question.
I mean, I think we both are pretty well-rounded. At the top, you need to be quite universal these days. So, I mean, there are some minute details, I guess, which I guess I'll try my best to show on the board.